Well, now to a book that has squeezed the Da Vinci Code from the #1 position on the bestseller list. And for some Australians, it might just be providing the way to keep that New Year's resolution to take some kilos off and keep them off. While popular with dieters, the CSIRO Total Wellbeing Diet has been slammed by some of Australia's nutritional heavyweights and raised questions about the involvement of the country's foremost research institution in the weight loss publishing sensation. Critics say the high meat diet is potentially dangerous and question the fact that funding for research behind the book was provided in part by Meat and Livestock Australia. Many dietitians, though, say that the diet is sound and that if it helps tackle Australia's growing obesity problem, it should be encouraged. Tracy Bowden reports.
I feel fantastic. I tried many diets, Weight Watchers, Atkins, milkshake, and yet nothing ever succeeded until CSIRO diet came along.
Louise Borg had been trying to lose weight for years, but those excess kilos just wouldn't shift. Then she did what more than 500,000 Australians have done, bought herself a copy of a diet book that bears the name of Australia's foremost research organisation.
It's just really a balanced eating plan, so I wouldn't really call it a diet, it's more just a healthy lifestyle eating.
7 months ago, Louise Borg tipped the scales at 99 kilograms. She's lost 27 kilos and now in the early stages of pregnancy says this is the first time she's been able to stick to an eating plan.
I thought it balanced out your fruit and vegetables very well to your protein, your meat, your fish, your chicken. So I thought it was quite a balanced eating plan.
The CSIRO Total Wellbeing Diet is a low-fat, high-protein program. It advocates 200 grams of lean red meat, fish or chicken daily. Sounds like a sensible, moderate approach, but the reaction from some nutritionists has been anything but.
Well, I think the main problem is that it's based on not very good science.
I think it's a bit of grandstanding. Once again, if she was so concerned, she should have raised it with CSIRO, and that certainly hasn't ever been done.
You're standing on the edge of nowhere. There's only one way.
Weight loss is a fast-growing business, with more than 65% of Australian men and 45% of women overweight. There are big bucks to be made telling people how to slim down. While the CSIRO book has become a bestseller, the diet has come under fire. The highly respected international science journal Nature has questioned whether the book might ultimately damage the reputation of the CSIRO.
I think one of the problems is that people do trust the CSIRO, and so they should. And so that has given this book an element of truth for the public, which I don't think is backed by the actual research results that CSIRO have published.
Rosemary Stanton, herself the author of a string of books on nutrition, is so concerned about the CSIRO diet she's written to the federal government.
Now, there's a fair bit of evidence that if you keep up this very high meat intake for a long period of time, you're substantially increasing your risk of bowel cancer. So I don't think it's safe for the long term. And if it's not safe for the long term, then probably it's not the right diet for people to follow.
It's essentially a good, balanced, healthy diet. It's a lot better than what most Australians are eating. We're not about to convert vegetarians to carnivores, but, Australians do like their red meat and they eat fish and they eat the foods that are in the diet, and I think that it is a dietary pattern that people can feel confident will improve their health substantially.
The co-author of the book, Associate Professor Manny Noakes, anticipated the diet would be controversial, but insists it's based on sound science.
We've done a number of studies, and also people overseas have researched the area of high-protein diets for some time. And the reason that it's a little bit, and I say only a little bit different to current dietary recommendations, is because it is based on new science. But I should also point out that the critics are virtually shooting themselves in the foot, because the Australian dietary guidelines explicitly say that lean red meat does not relate to colorectal cancer, which is what the critics are suggesting that the dietary pattern that we're proposing does do.
There are lots of different ways people can approach health. The people that are offering criticism have their own theories and something that they are promoting that is different from the CSIRO diet.
Dietitian Dr. Naras spent a decade researching the genetics of weight loss with the Garvan Institute. He now runs his own private business and says that any criticism of the diet should factor in one crucial thing. For some people, it works.
It's a good chance for people to be actually making some decisions about their health, and it provides a general framework for them, and it's quite successful. People who go on the CSIRO diet do lose weight, and they tend to keep the weight off for quite a long period of time. So as one type of weight loss tool, it's proven to be very effective.
What also concerns Rosemary Stanton is the way Meat and Livestock Australia funded the CSIRO research, then used the results.
My interest is purely along the public health lines. So I'm interested in what is good for the public, what is good information for the public, and when the CSIRO name is being used to sell a program that I think goes well beyond the actual research results, I'm concerned about where good science should be going.
The research was of our instigation. It was done at arm's length, and the results and the report they had no input into. They've certainly promoted the results and promoted the dietary pattern, and I think that that's fair and reasonable. The important thing is that Australians are overweight, we're inactive, we need to do something about it, and we need to do something about it that improves our health.
The bestseller has already made the CSIRO $1.5 million in royalties, which the organisation says will be spent on further research into nutrition. Louise Borg says for her, the diet succeeded where nothing else has, and she says that's what matters most.
I don't think I'd be pregnant today if I hadn't lost 27 kilos, so as far as a lifestyle change in that fact, as far as more energy, more self-esteem, yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's changed my life, yeah, forever.
Tracy Bowden reporting there. Well, that's the program for tonight. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow, but for now, good night.